Well, 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 well. What's going on, people? What's going on, people? The heavy hitters is here, and unfortunately, what we saw as the Atlanta Falcons have been soundly defeated by the Detroit Lions. What is it, about 20-6? Um, I want before we go into this, I definitely want to give a shout out to this Falcons defense. They did all they could in this game. Um, Offense just sucked today, man. All around. Like I said, Arthur Smith's play calling, the offensive line, Desmond Ridder played pretty bad. Um, hey, it is what it is at this point after this game. So my brothers, let me know how y'all feel about it, man. Y'all go ahead and kick it off.
I'm gonna start with this. We talk about the trenches, and to me, in this game, I see it in the chat. Somebody already stated. I don't know what it is with our offense, but it just seems like we don't start the game off with our identity with running the ball. Today it's like we started off with a lot of play action, and I feel like the Lions own the trenches, both on the offensive side and on the defensive side of the ball. So at the end of the day, when you lose in the trenches, you guys know I'm big on the trenches, and I always state whoever win the trenches usually is a team that's going to win the game. And in this game, for whatever reason, it's just like we were out of sync on offense. But I really feel like the main issue was we didn't establish the run early. We had a lot of first down plays that we got no yards because we were doing a lot of play action, and either we got sacked or either it was a throwaway by Desmond Ridder. We weren't picking up enough yards to stay ahead of the chains. And I feel like with the type of offense we run, we're going to have to make some changes on the offense. And I'll get into that a little bit later. But just the main thing I noticed was the trenches. Pass protection was bad. But I really feel like because we didn't establish the run early, the Lions were able to kind of pin their ears back. And once you allow them to pin their ears back, that pretty much was the game. You know, Detroit figured out that okay, they're trying to do all these bootlegs and play action, and they weren't falling for it. And once they realized we couldn't pass protect, it was like we got behind in the game. And once we got behind, it's like we kind of scrapped our running game for whatever reason. So in this game, like I said, you guys know I'm big on establishing that run, staying ahead of the head of the chains. And even if you're not getting a lot of yards early in the game, don't abandon the run. Stay with it because we've seen over the last two games when you run the ball, you're gonna wear the team out in the second half. And I really feel like we didn't wear out Detroit's defensive line because early in the game we didn't establish the run. We came out trying to pass the ball, and if you guys look at the game, we kind of got out of balance. Like we threw the ball more than we ran in this game, and we know this everything is predicated off the run. That's just what it is. When Arthur Smith was in Tennessee, that was his game plan, and I feel like that's got to be our identity. Like we can't get away from that. I don't care if the other team is stopping you. Even if you're getting 1 yard gain, 2 yard gain, you still got to do it because those are the body blows. And at the end of the game, in the second half, those 1 and 2 yard runs you get in the first half are going to turn into those 5, 6, 7, 8 yards to carry. But because we didn't establish it early, Detroit was pinning their ears back. To me, I feel like they own the trenches. Both the defensive line and the offensive line, they own the trenches.
Hey, I about to say, let me go ahead and get some before Mike go ahead. Let me go ahead and shout out everybody that's in here right now. Hold on, let me get. I'm so pissed off about that, man. I think I done broke my mouse. But we got Sherman Wood, William Amy, No Shot, Double D, Maurice Martin, Mr. Toxic Black, Workflow Dre, Keyshawn Vlad, Liquor with Lenore. We got my girl Sonya in here, Uncle Jovan, Falcon, 4L, Eric Mack, Nathan Floyd, JB, Savage Falcon, Tail Sports and Gaming, Angela Myers. And we appreciate y'all tuning in with us. Uh, Before we go here, Mike, let me go ahead and read some stats if you do not mind, sir. So As we already know, like I said, this was a 20-6 loss. Time of possession was pretty much even at 30 minutes apiece. Um, Falcons had 183 total yards to the Lions 358. Passing yards 243, 139 Lions. Rushing yards 115 to 44 Lions. First down 18-16 Lions. Penalties 10-4. Falcons was ahead of that one with only 4 penalties. Turnovers even. Falcons gave up 7 sacks, and the total plays were pretty much even. Go ahead, Mike. Do what you do.
First of all, I want to say the Saints just lost on the field goal. They missed the field goal attempt, so I want to get the positives out of the way.
Positive.
So we're 2-1. Okay, they're 2-1. We're just looking for the Bucks to lose themselves. But besides that, there was just nothing outside of offensively. There's just a complete shit show.
Right.
It's nothing positive about this game whatsoever. Zero. Offensively, everyone let themselves down. They went there arrogant, thought it's the same Detroit team, and they got their behinds whipped. It's disgusting to see a team that is built on the running game, and you went out of your way to tell the Atlanta Falcons fans that, guess what? We're going to be physical, and we're going to run the damn ball and do completely opposite of what the hell you've been saying all year, that what you've been telling us, you're going to build a foundation on running the damn ball, and you come out cute throwing screen plays, play action plays when you're not running the damn ball. They got 9 men in the box, and you still trying to throw the ball? Everybody is at fault. Dave Ragone, Arthur Smith, Desmond Ridder, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier. The offensive line was absolutely garbage.
Well,
They should be ashamed of themselves for allowing to get bullied the way that they got bullied. We're talking about the Detroit Lions. Yes, we know that these guys are a great defensive line, but these Falcons offensive linemen didn't even freaking show up. They didn't even compete. They got whipped from the first drive to the last drive.
man,
They should be looking at themselves and say, Arthur, I'm sorry. Desmond, I'm sorry. Bijan, I'm sorry. Tyler, I'm sorry. Kyle Pitts, I'm sorry. It was a fucking shit show by this offensive line. You getting paid over $150 million, and you play like that? What the hell kind of play calls that this man is going to call? When the offensive line, you can't even hand the ball off. They got 3 or 4 guys in the backfield before you can even hand the ball off. There is nothing a coach can call that's going to make up for what we saw. They had 8 tackles for freaking losses. Let me say this again. 8 tackles for freaking losses, not sacks. I ain't even counting the goddamn sacks and hurries. They had 8 tackles for losses. They're not even competing. That's embarrassing. You embarrass your coach. You embarrass the fan base. You embarrass yourselves. $150 million to put up an effort like that. Like I said, I can say all this. We can say Desmond Ridder didn't compete. He didn't play well. We can say Arthur did not call a good game. But when it comes down, Jew just said it. It's the trenches. They got their behind whipped from the very beginning. The opening drive, they got their behind whipped. Didn't even freaking compete. That's what I'm talking about. Jake Matthews, Bergeron, Dolman, Chris, all those guys. You cannot play the game of football when you're getting dominated the way that you're getting dominated up front. They did not compete, period. We can sit up here and say we can get the ball to Kyle Pitts, we can get the ball to Drake and get the ball to Matt. But when you have 8 freaking tackles for losses, not even counting the 13 hurries, 6 sacks? I don't give a damn about the penalties, but we're talking about 8 tackles for losses, bro. That's embarrassing.
See, here's my thing. The loss ain't even the problem to me. It's the mentality behind the loss that really hurts more than anything. Like you said, if it's one of those games where okay, it's a barn burner, it's a physical game, and you just unfortunately lose on a last drive or something like that, that is one thing. But just like Mike said, when you getting bent over with no Vaseline on the offensive line, this is exactly what happens. This is a road game for a reason. The thing about a road game, especially with a young team, is you have to establish your identity. If your identity is running the football, you got to run the football. Like I said, this is all on Arthur Smith. This is majority on Arthur Smith to me because, like you said, you can't come out running play action passes and you ain't even established the run yet. Like I said, Kyle Pitts got his targets. Ray London got his targets. But you went away from what the foundation was, and that was running the damn ball. It ain't all, like I said, when you running the football, it's not always about can you get 4, 5, 6 yards a carry. But it's a mentality that comes behind it. You letting the Detroit Lions know we finna beat you the hell up and we finna soften you up for the second half. Mm-hmm. Shut up, phone. But this right here is what and I think you would agree with me on this. You just got your ball snatched from you. What you gonna do about it next week type of game, right? Mm-hmm. Like I said, the defense did all it could. Like I said, shout out to Grady Jarrett, Caden Ellis, Jesse Bates.
Oh, God.
Outside of Richie Gregg giving up that stupid ass play that he didn't have a bad of a game. Jeff Okuda, like I said, the defense did what it needed to do. It just needed the offense didn't match the intensity of the defense, and this is why we always say you gotta be in one accord. But what I will say is this was a loss that they needed because, like you said, you getting all the publicity now, you getting all the love right now. You needed this was a reality check right here for this team, and they needed it. And I'd rather them have the reality check early than late in the season. Go ahead, Jim.
I mean, you hit it right on the nail on the head. Like, looking at this game, and even it's some things that we can, talk about some adjustments as well. But I agree with you as far as it's the mentality part of it. Like, if you listen to the game, I listen to the guys calling the game a lot of the times, what they're saying, especially if it's an ex-player. And Mark Slayer, he played with the Redskins, with the Hawks. He played with the Broncos, where he was blocking for Terrell Davis when he played with John Elway and Shannon Sharp. So he knows he always talks about on the offensive line, I was trying to shorten guys' neck. We were trying to play physical in the trenches. And you heard him say when they put Tyler Algier in the game, like he's like, this Falcons team is known for running the football. Like that's what they do. So it's like we went away from our identity. This is the second week in a row. That's why I'm kind of upset about it, because it's like we did the same thing last week. We came back miraculously and won that game. But if you guys remember early on last week, we came out trying to throw the ball. And it's like, that's not who you are. Be who you are. We're not the Kansas City Chiefs. We're not a team that's going to spread you out. Our game is we're going to run the ball. We're going to punish you. And if we lose playing our style, I'm fine with that. But like you were saying, Kay, what's so disappointing is we tried to be somebody that we're not. And when you're somebody you're not, I can't respect that. You know what I'm saying? But if we lose playing our best game and we playing in our style, I'm fine with it. If we came out running the ball, we ran the ball 30 plus times, 35 times, and they beat us, go to the middle of the field, you shake the other coach hand, y'all are the better team today. But today, I really don't feel like the Falcons put their best foot forward. And I can't accept that. You guys know I'm coaching a little league basketball team, and I tell them, we got to do our part. Intensity, that's something you can control. When I'm coaching my little league basketball team, I tell them it's not about the offensive end. It's about us having that intensity on the defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can play offense, but defense is the grimy side of the game, rebounding and stuff like that. That's something you can control because that's energy. We didn't come to this game with the right energy. And it's what you were talking about, Kay. Like you hit it right, the nail on the head. When you go into an away game, you got to ratchet that energy up even more. And then you definitely don't want to come into the game necessarily passing the ball because the crowd noise. You're already at a disadvantage because when you snap the ball, you got Aiden Hutchinson. They can hear. They have an advantage when you're away. You got to go to the silent count. So they already got a step ahead or advantage on Jake Matthews and those guys on the edge. They can't hear Desmond Ridder.
They couldn't hear.
Yeah, they can't hear. So it's so ratcheted. So it's like they already 1 or 2 seconds behind the defensive line. So you got to come out and say, let's just go punch them in the face. We're going to come out and run the ball because, yeah, they have an advantage of, yeah, they can come off the edge. But what did Mike Tyson say? Everybody got to play until you get hit in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
No punches. They were hitting us in the mouth. We started the game off on our heels. We look just like we look like the old Falcons regime when Matt Ryan was here, when we said, run the ball. You at a disadvantage. You're away. The crowd noise, everything is not in your favor, but we decided, are we going to come out and be cute in this game? And Detroit, they know what is their mantra? King talked about it, grit. We've seen it today. They came out with that grit. They just basically bullied us. Like what Mike said, they bullied us. Let's just be real. We talked all about we're going to be tough in the trenches. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But we went away from it. So in this game, the coaching staff the players got to take responsibility too. But I put the game plan on the coaches. Like Arthur Smith know better. You know better. We've heard him say we finna get ready to run the piss out of the ball. So why we didn't do that today? We've seen us literally come out and say we're gonna run the ball 10 straight times. They can't stop it. We're gonna do what we do. You went out and got Bijan Robinson. You got Tyler Algier. You paid the guys on the offensive line. The offensive line can't be physical if you dropping back the pass 100 times. First down, we were playing behind the chains all day because, like I said, on first down, it was either a sack. It was either an incomplete pass. So now it's 3rd and 10. Like you kept putting yourself behind the chains. It's like you got to stay ahead of them chains, especially when you're away in that crowd noise. The way you take the crowd out the game is you say, we finna put Tyler Algier in. We finna put on our big boy pants. We finna run it, but can you stop it? It's just like what Mike said. Everybody knew Mike was finna do a fadeaway, but if you couldn't stop it, he did it. The same thing with Shaq. We know he gonna get the ball in the paint. He gonna dunk it. Well, Shaq can't shoot free throws, but we know he gonna go to the paint and dunk on somebody. That's what we got to get in our head, that what our game plan is every week, our identity is run the ball. We seen what he did in Tennessee. We know what he's going to do here. We got to stop trying to be cute. Yeah, it's okay getting your playmakers the ball, but now this goes back to those fans that were saying, we want to see the Falcons look cute. So are you guys happy now? You see, this is what happened when you get cute. We played the first game where we got gritty, we ran the ball, but then when you go away from that, you try to say, okay, we're going to come out and use all our little toys and throw the ball around. This is what you get. You see a team with that play our style, because Detroit they beat us playing our own style.
Mm-hmm. Let me give y'all some stats about first down. Okay, these are just the first down stats. Passing, the Falcons had 9 passing first downs. 3, uno, dos, tres, rushing touchdowns, rushing first down. That's it. Why are you drafting Bijan Robinson if you're not using him as a running back? Why? What's the point of having the Derrick Henry if he's gonna be in pass protection all freaking day? What's the point of having a slugfest if you're gonna sit out there and jab all damn day? I don't want to see Muhammad Ali versus Larry Holmes. I want to see Mike Tyson versus Tyson Fury. I want to see this shit. This is supposed to be a slobber knocker. This is supposed to be John Cena versus Batista. This is supposed to be Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. What the fuck are we doing? I didn't pay to see that. I didn't pay to see what his name, AB. I didn't come to see. I did not come to see.
We fucked around.
Run routes.
We just seen.
I did not pay.
We fucked around this already. We fucked around this already Orton versus Hornswoggle. What the fuck?
Bro, what are we talking about, bro? This is what you were saying. We paid for one thing, we got defense, and we turned around and had a damn kissing. Look, I didn't play. All we did, we told them, "Hey, girl, boy, you gonna get it now. You gonna get it, girl. Yeah, wait till I get home." Just to give her a kiss on the damn, just to give her a kiss on the lips.
What you say, man? You say you.
Let me say it again. You say, "Oh, girl, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you tonight. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get you." Just to turn around and say, walk through the door and kiss her on the lips. She gonna be looking at you like, "Is that it? A kiss?" No, I want the real thing.
What you say, Mike? What'd you say, man? You said you gonna tell that girl, "Man, I'm gonna get it to you all night." You fucking
all night long, baby, all night long. Just to turn into a minute man. She go, "Man, get out of here. It's false advertising, bro."
See, here's the thing. Like you said, man, you giving up 15 hurries, 11 hits, and 6 sacks. That's the main stat that you need to know right there. And like I said, this wasn't necessarily one of those issues where Desmond Ridder was holding the ball for 3 to 4 seconds. They blitzed up the middle the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing. They blitzed up the middle the whole game. It was, okay, we see you trying to be cute. We see you trying to prove the point that Desmond Ridder can be the quarterback. Like I said, this is just one game, y'all. Like I said, this game, this type of ass whooping was needed for the Falcons. They put them in check and let them go back to the drawing board and let them see what they are.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it just comes back to the mentality of what you're trying to put out there. You like I said, I've never seen Mike Tyson going out here plie and trying to go for the 360 haymakers every goddamn play. It don't work like that.
You don't see Floyd Mayweather out here trying to throw haymakers. That ain't what he do.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I was misinformed on the stat. It was 7 sacks.
7 sacks
to 0. We didn't have any. Let's make that clear. That's why I said we were dominated on both sides of the trenches. Yeah, our defense, they came to play, but at the end of the day, like I said, Detroit established dominance in this game.
Hold on, I gotta bring my pie. I had to bring my Pie May fan out right quick because boy, I'm getting pissed off right now. Look, the thing is, look. If you was if they was playing their game and they lost, I wouldn't be mad. The fact
Exactly.
that you played against what you are and you lost badly by that way it was. Like I
We
said,
lost
this ain't it,
bro.
it,
We
it,
lost
yeah.
ourselves. That's all it is.
We played against what we were. Like even just even looking at this box score. Hold on, let me speak some on this. Jared Goff threw the ball 33 times for 243 yards, one touchdown, one pick. Amon St. Brown, 9 receptions, 102 yards. Sam Laporta, 8 receptions, 84 yards, and a touchdown. And they got 20 points off of all that. So, like I said, they weren't as dominant, but like you said, the trenches on both sides of the ball. Well, the defensive side said they came up when they needed to at times. Offense, it just wasn't there.
Yeah. I want to
They
get
got they got castrated, but they got castrated. We just gonna say that. Go ahead, you.
Yeah, I just want to get y'all thoughts on this because another thing I've been noticing with the defensive line, with the rotations that they're doing, they're playing the same 4 guys in the rotation. But I think in that first rotation, either they need to change it or I feel like they need to add on that defensive line because I believe the starting defensive line is Calais at the defensive end, Onyemata, Grady on the inside, and then on the other side, Bud Dupree. I really feel like they need to bring AK in that mix on the opposite edge or Lorenzo Carter on that opposite edge. Because I feel like we're really stout in stopping the run, but you don't have that guy that can close fast on the quarterback. If you guys notice, we get pressure, but it's a split second where Jared Goff on that one play where he hit Laporta for that touchdown, somebody was closing. I think it was Calais Campbell was closing on. Yeah, he got the ball off. I really feel like they need to bring in either they're gonna have to change one of those outside linebackers because to me,
Bud was doing this thing. Bud
yeah,
was doing this thing. But I think Every Kitty, they need to bring Every Kitty in a little bit more.
yeah,
I did not like how Lorenzo was just like he was trash today. I'm gonna just be real. Lorenzo Carter was trash today. He did pretty much nothing, in my opinion, to apply pressure. So they need to give Every Kitty a little bit more
yeah.
playing time.
Yeah, I think they need to mix it up because I know you want to keep those veteran guys together, but I really feel like AK can really get off if you bring them in with that starting group at some points. And AK, like you said, he closes faster on the ball, and that's what I noticed. Like I've been seeing a lot of fans complaining, we're not getting no pressure, we're not getting no pressure. Well, them guys are good at stopping the run, but they're not the best as far as closing speed. Like we know,
Hmm.
Calais is up there in age. This man is in his 16th season. We seen
Right.
on that touchdown play where if that was AK on the edge when Jared Goff scored that touchdown, he probably makes that play. When Calais kind of clamped down to stop the run and uh, Jared Goff was was able to go off the edge and get that touchdown on that quarterback sneak. It was like an RPO type play. I feel like if you have somebody a little bit more athletic in that situation, you probably stop them on that play. So I feel like they need to mix that defensive line up a little bit because I think they're running the same 4 guys. And AK, I think he needs a little bit more spin. And I think we'll see the pass rush pick up a little bit if you do that. No disrespect to Calais. He did his thing. No, Bud is the only one who stood out to me on that defensive line in that starting unit. And Grady.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because Grady got pissed off at one point, and I think it was towards the end of the half where he basically just went crazy in that one spurt where he just went crazy. But other than that, I think we gotta mix it up. And then on offense, the adjustment I would make is add Scotty Miller somewhere in this offense. He got to be added to take the top off the defense. If you're gonna go deep, to me, they're not using him in this offense no kind of way. And to be honest, we really don't have no speed guys. Like we're really big. We got the Jonus, the Kyle Pitts, Drake London, but you need that guy that brings that speed that can take the top off, even if he just running safeties off to create more space in the middle of the field. I really feel like they're not using Scotty Miller in the way that they should. So those are the 2 adjustments I would make on offense. Sprinkle in some Scotty Miller. On defense, I want to see a little bit more AK. Somebody else on that edge that can close a little bit faster on the quarterback.
And shout out to Caden Ellis, man.
Oh
Shout
yeah,
out to Caden
yeah.
Ellis.
He balled out.
Shout out to Caden Ellis, man. That green dot on his helmet, like you said, when they needed them third down stops, I've seen number 55 around the ball. But let's go ahead and get the elephant out the room. Let's do all this. So the main topic of discussion is going to be Desmond Ridder. I want to get y'all thoughts on his performance tonight. Like I said, if you want the stat line for it, he was 21 of 38 for 201 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Sacked 7 times on almost 10 yards per attempt.
I don't see a problem with I told Desmond Ridder, man. I don't see an issue. Um, I really don't see an issue with Desmond Ridder. We can sit up here and say that did he make mistakes? He didn't necessarily make mistakes. He was under pressure all game long. Um, did he make some errant throws? Absolutely. But he ran the offense well. We didn't have a lot of hiccups. We had, I think, like 2 like delayed games, but I think that's a lot due to the fact that you're in hostile territory and that crowd was fully freaking rocking. Um, but looking at it objectively, the easy route is to say Desmond lost that game. I think if anybody is saying that themselves, you're not being honest with yourself from what you saw. We didn't see Bijan play his best game. Bijan dropped a lot of key. He dropped he had a key drop in a key situation that would have been third. I think it was like third and a couple yards, and he dropped a pass. He dropped a couple passes. He dropped another pass in long situations that would have gave him at least something. Like a player just needs something to go right for him to get in the rhythm. And it's just like today for him, it just wasn't. Tyler Algier had a couple plays where he showed something, but even he didn't get off to a good start. But Desmond Ridder, we can sit up here and talk about whether a quarterback should play better. And of course, we always look for our players, not just a quarterback to play well. Like everybody just got their behind wheel, bro. Just like from the coaches all the way to the players. It wasn't a single player. Mac drop passes. Like to be honest, I think the only player I'm gonna be real about this. I think the only player on offense that played well was Kyle Pitts. And he's still kind of suffering and laboring from that knee injury. You kind of see it a bit. He still doesn't have a full range of that knee. But like outside of that, I thought Pitts played well. He blocked well. But I like if I'm gonna be honest about Ridder, this is just what we've seen bad quarterback play just all year. No quarterback has stepped up. Like Patrick Mahomes he hasn't been Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen hasn't been Josh Allen. So it's like, I mean, even Sunshine, he's been up and down. We've seen Joe Burrow play like absolute bull crap. It's just quarterback players around the league is just awful. It's because everybody trying to do all this pretty stuff. They want to throw the ball. They don't want to play real football. Get into a rhythm, run the ball, throw some screens, get the ball out of his hand quick. Like that's the problem with the NFL right now. We've been saying this for years. You can't get into a rhythm coming out throwing the ball 50 times. So, like I said, I just don't. The average for Desmond Ridder over his career, his first 6 games have been 31 passes a game, and that's on the high end for a team like for a coach like Arthur Smith. Most of his quarterbacks pass the ball for about 32 to 35 times. That's too much for a quarterback in this particular offense. If you just look at offense all together, just in a West Coast offense, most West Coast offense, you look at Brock Purdy, they throw the ball about 30 times a game, but they run it about 40 times. So, like I said, man, at the end of the day, yeah, Desmond Ridder needs to improve, but I can't solely say that. All right, we need to put Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke wouldn't. He would have had the same thing going against that D line. We just got our behind smacked.
Mm-hmm. Now, what I would say with that is, I think the only couple plays that I really say that it definitely needs to be looked at or improved on. The main one to me was the fourth down. What was it? The fourth down call, where that, like I said, this is one of those instances where when you get hit enough as a quarterback, like you said, that was a rushed errant throw, where unfortunately he overthrew. It was Mac Hollins. Was it Mac Hollins or Drake?
Drake London. He tried to do like a route.
Right. So that was just one, like you said, that right there has to definitely have an improvement on. But outside of that, man, you getting hurt about 15, 16 times in the game, boy. That hurts. That hurts. As a quarterback, you don't that clock starts quickening up, and then that's when them feet start shuffling.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, it was another throw that he had. I'm trying to remember which one was that. Like you said, it's just definitely he has to play better within the offense as well. Like you said, I'm not really panicking on him. Like you said, this is why I said this is the process for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, this type of game right here is going to make or break his confidence. It's going to make or break his development. Because you get beat up, you seen your offense look horrible. Like I said, you got a very interesting week coming up in London against Jacksonville. Can you bounce back? This right here is going to tell me his mental toughness, because we've seen plenty of quarterbacks in this NFL have horrible games. Actually, I've seen quarterbacks that have worse games than this.
Yeah, he didn't play terrible. Let's be real.
He didn't play terrible.
Terrible terrible game plan. He didn't play terrible. It's just like, I'll give y'all a prime example, okay, about this Desmond Ridder situation. Did y'all see Colorado play yesterday?
Damn Colorado, man. I didn't even worry about what the fuck Denver was thinking about losing 70-20.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Whoa. Hold on. Don't say nothing else. Let me hold on. Let me check my phone real quick. Hold on.
What? I just
it ain't no dang going way.
What?
That can't be right. ESPN app. I'm pulling up the scores and I'm hitting the NFL tab right now. I'm coming to join you.
I'll take this loss over losing 70.
Wow.
Any day of the damn week.
Bro, I thought you was joking. I thought you were talking about a basketball, volleyball team or something. You talking about football?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, like I said, regardless of how this offense played, regardless of how this game went, I'd rather lose 20-6 than 70-20. I'm telling you that now.
Yeah, I'm taking that. Jesus Christ. Wow.
Yeah, the only point I was gonna make, K, is just everybody was talking about Shador yesterday. Shador didn't look good. Shador this, Shador that, and I was like, it goes back to what we say. I don't care what level of football you're playing. If you can't protect the quarterback, if you can't run block, if you get beat and dominated in the trenches, I don't care on what level of football you're playing, you're not going to be able to win the game. And we got dominated in the trenches. So we seen Matt Ryan behind this offensive line. And he wasn't even behind this exact offensive line, because this offensive line is better than what Matt Ryan was working with when he was here the last couple of years. He was here. And he's a Hall of Famer. You know, you guys always say he's a Hall of Famer, but even with him, when you don't got time to read a defense, don't matter if you know how to read a defense. If you want Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, I'm sacked. Like, bruh, it doesn't matter who was back there. And for all those people talking about if you got a mobile quarterback, you can escape the rush. Desmond Ridder can run. He tried to take off a couple times today. Didn't mean nothing because Brian Branch, he was a bat out of hell today, man. That dude was all over the field. And that's the reason why I go back to the game plan. It's like all of these little short, quick routes, they were sitting on everything. If you look at Detroit, they were sitting on every route. And K, the play you're talking about when you said that Desmond Ridder missed a couple throws, it was one throw to Mac Hollins where they did 4 verticals. They all just ran. It was like 3rd or 4th down. They did a 4 vertical. Mac Hollins literally ran right past their safety because they were sitting on all of our routes, but Desmond Ridder threw it out of bounds. So it just goes to show you, man, it's the game. It's the play calling. It was a play calling, and we got dominated in the trenches. That's period. I don't care who would have been back there behind this offensive line at quarterback. We would have lost the game today because Detroit dominated.
Yeah. Is anybody watching this game? I don't know what's in the air today, but Dallas is getting their behind stomped by Josh Dobbs and the Arizona Cardinals.
I'm missing it. Let me see.
I'm just seeing Devon A. Chain with 5 touchdowns and 233 yards total. I'm looking like
Mr. What his name is? What the D lineman is? Michael Parsons. Yeah, he looks real sad right now on that sideline.
Right.
10-0 Arizona over the Cowboys right now. Hey man, again, this is why we say it's about football. Any given Sunday, bro, anybody can get it.
Mm-hmm.
They look like a Super Bowl contender the first 2 games, but look, they down 10-0 to the Cardinals.
Look, I was about to say, like I said, I think the one thing that I need to see from Arthur Smith and this offense is play calling. I know a lot of people talking about like creatively getting players the ball, but it seemed like this week they went away from that bunch formation.
Yeah.
They went away from that bunch formation. And like you said, especially when you have a Detroit team that's really playing heavy man. Especially
they went away from that pistol too. We didn't see a lot of pistol formation too. That's another thing. That's I like the idea, and it's not so much even the play call. For me, it's how you get started. I think that's what he's trying. I like his play calling. I really do like his play calling, but it's just early in the game. It's just like, bro, this is not the time to be trying to throw the ball deep. This is first down.
Yeah.
First down, you trying to go deep, take a deep shot. No, run the ball a couple times and then take a deep shot. So I just think it's the timing and I really just think it's timing with the offense. I don't think the offense, and this is a young offense. Ridder is in the first year was everybody except for Drake London. Everybody, this is literally his first year. This is the first year that he's had to like sit down with most of these offensive guys. So it's going to take time for them to get in the rhythm. But I think most of the issues with the offense has everything to do with timing. I just think the timing is messed up in this offense.
And this is what I will say too. Like I said, this is part of that quote development process. This is why I asked the question before, like when it comes to certain fans, is when you have a young quarterback, like you said, you're going to have games like this. Like I said, Desmond Ridder cannot be the only quarterback in the NFL that is not allowed to go through this. We literally seen every young quarterback go through this the last 3 years. So we're going.
Okay, that's my question. How do you help your young quarterback? When you got a young quarterback, how you help him out and you take some of that pressure off him, especially on the road? How do you help him?
Is it 4 special words that I always like to use? do I need to say those 4 special words?
Yeah, man. Say them 4 special words so we can get it in our mental, so our coaches can overhear this. We know Arthur Smith somewhere is watching, so say it over and over again so we can just woosah. We can get it in our spirit.
Run the damn ball.
slow him down. That's what running the ball down. It slows him down mentally because he's not in these hostile situations. He hasn't been in a hostile situation like that. Most of these rookies, you saw even the penalty. They drop a couple of passes. Not like I said, it was a couple of key passes and key moments on key third downs where they drop passes.
I got a question for you as well, Mike. So how do you slow down a pass rush when guys are just coming like a bat out of hell? They screaming down to the quarterback. How you slow that down?
It's two ways to get the ball out of his hand quick. Sometimes you got to use your quarterback legs.
So
Sometimes
just
you got to
hand
be able to use just hand. Look.
let them
That's
run
all you had to do. They're
to the
not using it. They're
run,
not
let them
doing
run right by, screaming by. You hand that ball to Tyler Algier, let him go right.
some couple draw plays, screen plays, and like I said, every so often you'll run a quarterback keeper, a draw. They're not using Desmond Ridder's legs. He
Mhm.
can run. We saw that, and this is why they're sitting on these routes because there's no threat when it comes down to Desmond Ridder running the ball. He's not showing. Desmond Ridder is a great athlete. We saw that. We see it. He can run, but when he's just a sitting duck, you might as well just say he's Peyton Manning. He's Tom Brady right now because you're not. All you're doing is say Desmond Ridder sitting in his pocket. He's more than that. He can use his legs. He's a great guy with bootlegs and rollouts. He's very good at that. You're not using him. He's just a sitting duck right now. And like I said, I understand you trying to calm him down and try to turn him into a pocket passer, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes he's just not that in that moment. You got to understand where he is at this moment. Right now, the offensive line is not blocking well, so sometimes you got to put your quarterback in positions where look, you got to use his legs. They are the reason why Branch and those guys are blitzing is because there's no threat to them running. They are the last line of defense when it comes down to those quarterbacks and those bootlegs and running the ball. You don't send cornerback blitz at a Lamar Jackson like that. You send a quarterback blitz to his weak side. So if he try to escape, guess what? He either gonna go into the defensive line or he gonna run backwards into a safety or a corner coming off that blind side. But you have to utilize his legs. And this is one thing I've been screaming for the last couple of days, last couple of weeks. Why isn't he using Desmond Ridder in the run game? Because all they doing, like you said, is they sitting on the routes. So if they sit on those routes and you move Desmond around, guess who's gonna be wide open? Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson. They're gonna be roaming free in the middle.
So, Mike, what what are you saying? The Falcons gonna have to do the one thing that you don't like.
Oh, shut up, K Style. Oh,
For those that may not know what I'm talking about, is the one thing Mad Mike Sports does not like about current NFL teams is the RPO.
the RPO.
Like we're gonna have
That's
to
that.
go. We're going to have to see them implement that, and like you said, let Ritter use his athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because
to
they
add
sitting on it.
okay, you're gonna also have to add in. That's why I mentioned Scotty Miller. You're gonna have to sprinkle in some deep routes, some double moves. Because when you got guys sitting, if you guys notice that one deep shot that we did take to Kyle Pitts, he was in one-on-one coverage and he beat the one-on-one coverage. It was just an
Right.
off-target pass. So if we
Mm-hmm.
came back to that later on in the second half, you would have had somebody gone. But I would like to be that would be Scotty Miller just screaming down the field because nobody's covering him on an over route. Nobody's covering him over the top. So when you got guys, the safeties like Brian Branch and those nickels coming down on those blitzes, you got to give those guys something to think about. And something to think about is if you come down here, you're gonna risk getting burned. But because we're not calling deep shots like that, those guys can come up and blitz and sit on routes because there's no threat to go deep. There's no threat. What's the point of me
Mhm.
being back here when I can come down and play Bijan and all these other guys and even worry about Ritter trying to run? I seen Brian Branch in the box so much today. he probably led their team in tackles. He was everywhere. He was like a bad. Every time I looked up, all I seen.
I'm about to see.
Well, actually, he did. He led the team with 14 tackles.
Yeah, he was a bat out of hell, man. Every time I look up, I see 32. All I see is the mouthpiece. I don't know why he ain't got his mouthpiece in. It's on the top of his helmet. All you see is a green mouthpiece sticking out the top of his helmet, and he making a tackle. He making a play.
So basically, what we're saying over here is there's no panic over here. The heavy hitters do not panic at this moment.
No panic.
Like you said, this is one of those games where, like you said, you got hit in the mouth.
You beat yourself.
You didn't have a counterpunch to that.
Just do. All you really just focus on running your offense. Do what you do best.
Right.
That's what it is. You have to run your offense, and there's a little bit of arrogance as far as having a guy like Bijan Robinson. You got such a dynamic weapon there. They thought just being able to check the ball down that certain defenses is not going to tackle as well. But Detroit, I mean, with Dan Campbell himself, I mean, he know a little bit. He know a little bit about defense. So, like I said, it's arrogance. You can't come out and check the ball down for 3, 4, 5 yards. Expect Bijan Robinson to make everybody miss. That's just
right. You
got to open them. You got to open it up. I didn't see a lot of pistol. I didn't see a lot of 4 or 5 wides today. Big formations. We're gonna check the ball down and get it out of their hands. It was, like I said, it was just pure arrogance today in the play call. Game plan, excuse me. Game plan.
Right. So we're gonna go ahead and wind this down. Let y'all go over there on AFN so you can get part 2 of this post game show. Like you said, man, Falcons are now 2-1 going into London next week. So y'all better set y'all motherfucking alarm clocks.
I'm
to
not
8 o'clock.
I'm not looking forward to this at all. I do not want to wake up.
Get your tea and crumpets ready. Get your soccer jerseys ready. Your Atlanta Falcons soccer jerseys ready.
Oh boy!
Look, get your earpieces ready if you at church.
You know.
I was already joking with my mom. You hit me in the back of the church with the earpiece in. And I jump up. It ain't because I caught the spirit. It's because we just scored a touchdown.
So it's going. So like I said, Jacksonville losing today and the Falcons losing today. Like I said, the next week's game is going to be a whole very interesting week of AFN content. Like I said, you make sure you go ahead and subscribe to not only Atlanta Falcon Nation but Mad Mike Sports, Jew Talk Sports, and your boy 6-Man K Styles, man. So like I said, y'all make sure y'all tune in to part 2 of the post game reaction on Atlanta Falcon Nation.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. So we ain't here to play.
Oh no,
we here to start.
I got a public service announcement.
What's up?
Everybody in the chat, please. You guys know I don't do this, but I'm doing it today. Hit that subscribe button here on our channel. Hit that subscribe button. I promise you, I'll be putting some content on there this week. I'll probably drop a video today about them Dallas Cowboys. But y'all definitely hit that like, hit that subscribe button here on this channel. We're trying to get movement on our and I'm gonna be dedicated to putting at least one video a week on here. So definitely tell your mama, cousin, cat, dog. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button here on the Heavy Hitters Live channel for us, man.
Heavy Hitters Live.
We all got over 1,000 subscribers. Every single one of my subscribers come over to this channel. Y'all watching us live now. While you here right now, go over, hit that subscribe button here.
Please hit that subscribe.
NFL content, not just Atlanta Falcons content, but we're gonna have new content rolling out. So definitely hit that subscribe button here for your boys.
Exactly. Hit that Heavy Hitters Live. Like you said, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button, and share this to your peoples. Might have a thought on this 70-20 ass whooping I saw right here, but like I said, we're gonna leave that later on. So till next time, people, we ain't here to play.
Oh no.
We here to stay.
Oh yeah, dig it.
You ain't gotta go home.
But you got to get the hell out of here. Oh yeah.
My goddamn headphones want to decide to die right at the end of the stream. Ain't this?
Oh boy, what a